Defense line! Defense line! Defense line! Vale, está liquidado. So they only go on.
And welcome to a Kawowo Sports broadcast here at the Kings Park Arena. Pirates, the home side, taking on the Toyota Buffaloes in a game that has just kicked off right now, and we're seeing the Pirates with the ascendancy here, the first penalty of the game. My name, bringing you this broadcast at commentary, is Kihumuro Ruben, and I will be with you, and perhaps we shall be having a lot of interactions with a lot of people around here at the Kings Park Arena. Very, very sunny weather, encouraging and beautiful, ideal for champagne running rugby, and two sides that are really, you could say, orchestrators of this kind of rugby. They enjoy playing well, they enjoy playing expansive, they enjoy running at the opposition. The Pirates, for those that are not aware, are putting on their red jersey, contrary to their normal home jersey that is the black. As we're seeing Ivan Magom moving the ball, and a loose pass there by Frank Chidega. An advantage to the Buffaloes. Buffaloes there, Liam Walker back from injury, and teams are still a bit shaky. Both teams yet to find their footing. Both teams yet to really get the passes sticking. Ivan Magom passing to Frank Chidega earlier on, and Frank Chidega knocking on. And same thing between Liam Walker and Levis Ochen. Levis Ochen, who has been part of the Uganda Sevens setup. First scrum of the game. It's going to be an interesting part of the game that both sides would want to test. One that could win them the game. Interesting to see the eighth men at the back of each of the scrums, Sydney Gongodio and Douglas Musoke. We shall be bringing you the lineups in just a bit as the center referee tries to ensure that there is safety in the implementation of the scrum. And as you can see, there's a bit of discontentment by the ref, yet to really feel comfortable about the safety of that scrum. But in the process, we shall bring you the lineups for the Buffaloes. In front row, we have the youngster called Paul, and then in the hooker we'll have Abdu Chiyimba. In the prop, tight head is Timothy Nduhichire. The second row has Eric Tolit and Joseph Teko, and the back row has David Agassi, Solomon Aganya, and Douglas Musoke at 8. 9 and 10 is Emmanuel Odong and Liam Walker. 11 is Levis Ochen. 12 is Gerard Sewankabo. 13 is Wilfred Seguya. 14 is Juma Peter. And 15 is Aaron Tukey. As we're seeing Buffaloes get their first penalty of the game. Interesting to see what they will be able to execute from here. Liam Walker standing at the front, seemingly like he has already made his decision, and just having a glance at his teammates. A bit of a discussion. They are seeming to point towards the touchline for him to kick for touch, but he has made the decision to go for a very big kick. About 53 meters there, just past the center meter mark. Liam Walker back from injury. Very instrumental to the way the Buffaloes play. The Buffaloes all the way from Chadondo. You could say in the rankings in the Chadondo setup, they are the second team, second to the Heathens, last year's champions. And this is going to be their first attempt to get some points on board. It will be very important for them to get the scoreboard ticking, especially away from home, from the unbeaten Pirates side, who now play at home after a very, very tough game they played last weekend in Ginger, but they were able to get the win, sitting comfortably at the top of the table. And as Liam Walker sizes up both perhaps the wind and trying to get as much energy as possible. Yes, he has the distance, but he fails with a little bit of the direction, just showing his intent and showing the kind of threat that he poses from the shot number 10. Not only is he a distributor, but he has really worked on his kicking game. We have seen a lot of the fly halves this season have worked on their number 10. They are kicking, and it's going to be instrumental. One of the aspects of rugby in Uganda that was discussed last season was the level of kicking, which wasn't at a very high standard, but this season we have been impressed with various kickers, as Aaron Tukey, the danger man, puts one in the sky and chases it. Wanyama gathers with everything that he has. Referee calls a penalty nonetheless. Actually, it is going to be a free kick. Conrad Wanyama being a little too optimistic, but referee calling playback. And in that case, we are going to be reading for you the Pirates lineup. In the front row, they have Alvin Rukundo, who comes in the place of the big man that is out today, being given a rest, and Nathan Bwambale, Ale Marukweza. In the second row, they have Douglas Komakech and Frank Chidega. In the back row, they have Moses Zioa, Humphrey Tashobia, and Sydney Gongodio. In the half-back combination at 9, they have Conrad Wanyama and Ivan Magomu. In the center, they have William Kore and Timothy Odong. In the wing, Benson Gono and Paul Bagota, and at full-back, Timothy Kisiga. And the big man that has been rested for this weekend is Ivan Magomu, the name that had skipped my mind a bit there. In his place is the youngster Alvin Rukundo, who has been given quite the responsibility at home in front of the loyal fans, and a very, very good box kick there by Conrad Wanyama. Scrambling for the ball, Douglas Musoke, the big man, getting some extra advantage for his side. And the Buffaloes are able to gather early times in this game, but at least they are trying to carry as much as possible. And that is Solomon Aganyi. Strong carries there. Ball moving. As we're saying, patient play, the forwards putting in the work, trying to get as many extra meters as possible before they feed the backs. Gerard Sawankambo, who was playing for the Heathens, now moved to Buffaloes, trying to get some extra meters. And you can see the industry of the forwards. The game plan is very, very clear on what they are trying to do, and that's a case of being very slow onto the ruck. And it was a turnover by Nathan Bwambale, being very optimistic in that opportunity. The Buffaloes were playing well, but they were undone by their laziness or sluggishness at arriving to support the player that has been tackled. Early times, the penalty there, Ivan Magom could have chosen to go for the early points, but backing his side to have their set piece right and go for the try. Their first visit at the 22-meter mark, or inside the 22-meter area of the Buffaloes. Buffaloes clad in their black with a shade of red jersey, and I think that could have played a big role as to why the Pirates are putting on red, as instead of putting on their usual black, which is the home jersey. And then you see Nathan Bwambale with a bit of a scrappy throw, but gathered on the second attempt there by Nathan Bwambale. And ball is being dug in, and there Didi Rukweza sending Douglas Musoke back, and that is the kind of action that will get many of the fans off their feet. Patient play now as the Pirates seem to get control of this game. Sydney Gongodio tackled on the second attempt. Patient play from left to right. Now back to the backs. William Kore to his captain Ivan Magomu. And to Timothy Kisiga. Beats one, beats two, and it's try time. Liam Walker left for dead there for the try. A bit of a complaint from the Buffaloes players that they could have been obstruction, and you can see Liam Walker there trying to complain, but that was a really, really good move off the back door. From the Pirates, who made their forwards move and work and then fed the backs. William Kore standing in at first receiver, moving the ball out wide, and Timothy Kisiga, usually in such situations, he does not miss. And with me here is Helen Buteme, Helen, how are you on a very, very beautiful sunny day? Unfortunate that your girls were not able to get the action they would have wanted today, but luckily enough, their brothers are here and they get the try earlier in this game.
Yeah, despite us not getting to play, it's great that Sailors were able to play and have the win. And then now we have, unfortunate miss by Ivan Magomu striking the uprights. But from what we can see, Pirates is going to use their forwards to set up a platform. Buffaloes is a team full of running, but they don't quite have the forwards to muscle it up front with the Pirates. But Buffaloes will be very dangerous in open play. They've got very skillful runners, quick feet. But they're going to probably struggle at the set pieces and the breakdown. So Pirates is probably going to keep it tight. Suck in the Buffaloes defenders and then move the ball out wide like what we've just seen here for the first try scored by Timothy Kisiga.
High restart there by Liam Walker. Gathered very well by the Pirates. Patiently setting up. Conrad Wanyama taking his sweet time, assessing his options. Should he go short? And yes, he chooses short. Frank Chidega, who has been a reliable customer, always receiving and carrying well, sets up the ball. Patient play. He has been one of the scrum halves that have used the box kick a lot this season, and he looks to be ready to employ the same this time. He goes for the fake and gives his captain Ivan Magomu, who tries to go on the blind side, and the Pirates trying to see if they can catch the Buffaloes napping, but the Buffaloes were awake. However, there's a case of a mismatch. High kick there by Conrad Wanyama. Gathered well by Solomon Aganyi, sizing up his options, the open side flanker. Tackled on the second attempt. Very, very good recovery there by Pirates. Weather is really, really good. The kind of weather you'd want for some expansive rugby. And Douglas Musoke will want to have a response to that earlier hit by Ruhweza Alema, Darius. And Liam Walker finding some Aaron Tukey there and Levis Ochen. Levis Ochen with a big hit there. And now you could say it's a very, very good contest there from both sides. Big hits you can see from both sides. Big carries there by Eric Tolit, the big man. Liam Walker trying to organize his team. Wilfred Seguya there buying his team some much needed time. And the ball goes out wide. Douglas Musoke looking for all the work he can get. He will need his team to support him as much as possible. And very, very optimistic kick, which is scrambled by the Pirates who are trying to gather. Liam Walker trying to argue out something, and the referee finally gives them. But you can see credit there to the scrum half who spots the open space, and he kicks into the space perfectly and getting a much needed scrum there for the Buffaloes. An attacking platform that they needed so much in this one. Early time in this game, 5-0 to the Pirates, but the Buffaloes will not be demoralized by that. They will be hungry to want and prove a point here. They have the artillery and the people that can hurt both on the short ball and out wide. As we are seeing Conrad Wanyama trying to marshal and making sure that his defense is up to speed. Very interesting formation there by the Buffaloes in the way they are standing with Gerald Sewankambo, the inside center standing just direct. Big scrum though by the Pirates to try and not give Douglas Musoke a comfortable pick at 8, but credit to him, he's able to gather regardless. Patient move, and Buffaloes looking for their fly half, faking the kick, but yet again, and again it's a case of offside by the Humphrey Tashobia. We saw Liam Walker attempt a kick from 53 meters early in this game, which was just a bit off the mark. This could be a very kickable opportunity, but there was a case of this time the team is in agreement. Earlier on, there was a bit of a discussion between them, others thinking that they should have gone for touch, others thinking that you should have gone for goal, but this time they are all in agreement that they should go for the points. And if Liam Walker can convert this, they will be just 2 points short of the Pirates.
Yeah, this has been very smart play by the Buffaloes, making sure they get out of their territory to hassle Pirates in their 22. They know that they've got the backs to run the ball, but they don't quite have the forwards to muscle it up. Unfortunate that they were unable to have a solid scrum. They were going backwards. The Pirate scrum was too strong for them. Poor kick from Liam. We've seen better from him, but if anything, Buffaloes is going to try and play a territory game, playing deep in the Pirates' half to avoid the Pirates' forwards working, because the forwards can't start working from deep in their half. And if they can do that, then they stand a chance of getting some points on the game and probably even shocking Pirates with a win.
Ivan Magom with ball in hand with a 22-meter dropout after that missed kick by Liam Walker. We hope that the Buffaloes don't go back to rule such chances missed. You take your chances as and when you get them. And Aaron Tukey, who's really growing into his full ability, skinning through the gaps and looking for some support play, which is a bit slow. And luckily, Solomon Aganyi is able to provide that much-needed support. Very, very good run there by Aaron Tukey. One of the standout players for the Buffaloes, and big carry there by Juma Peter, shot number 14 for the Buffaloes, and patient play as they have advantage. They have been getting the Pirates sleeping on a number of occasions. And Emmanuel Odong at 9, moving the ball from left to right. Gerard Sowankambo trying to test the defense, but Alema Rukweza being very aggressive in his defense. The Buffaloes are still playing advantage, and referee sees no advantage taken, saying offside yet again. Offside has been the call that has been made against the Pirates for a second time in this one, and it's something that the captain and the leaders in the group will want to address. However, it's another penalty, the third in the game for the Buffaloes so far. Interesting position. Are they thinking about the kick, or will they this time go to touch? Liam Walker looks like he wants to go to touch this time round. Try to test the mettle of the Pirates defense. Line out just a little bit in front of where he kicked from. Patient play. It will be interesting to see these contests line out. So far the Pirates are winning, and from the try they scored, it all started from that Ivan Magomo kick into touch, which was eventually won at line out. Throw by Nathan Bambale, gathered by Humphrey Tashobia, which led to a series of phases that led to a try by Timothy Kisiga. But now the Buffaloes gather well, and the forwards go to work. Patient play, moving the ball with the pick and drives. But Didi Ruhweza Alema, who has really worked on his defense this season, driving the pick and drive back. The Buffaloes trying to slow the game down, as you're seeing Emmanuel Odong scrum half trying to organize his forwards, but with every carry they are driven back. Very, very good defense there by the Pirates. Douglas Musoke carrying, very, very strong man there, as you're seeing patiently. The Buffaloes move the ball. The backs are eager to have the ball, but the forwards are still wanting the work. But yet again, we are seeing another case of a turnover, but the referee says that it's a case of offside. This is the third offside call that has just been called in a space of about 10 minutes. And you can see him just communicating with the Pirates that they are being offside a lot, and Liam Walker having a discussion with Captain Wilfred Seguya, and it's going to be another opportunity to kick for points. So far, 2 kicks, none has gone in. Helen, just looking at this game in these early days, what do you think about how both teams are approaching it?
So both teams are trying to utilize their strengths. At the moment, Pirates hasn't seen much of the ball. It's all about Buffaloes. And the challenge Buffaloes is having is in the tight phases, where Pirates are just out-muscling them. They're not gaining any ground, literally, because the Pirates forwards are just taking them back. Every meter they try to gain, they're taken back 2 meters. So it's not really creating any space for their backs to play. However, they have been able to win several penalties, and Liam Walker has just kicked the first of those ones to put them on board. So now in this case, Pirates is going to be kicking to Buffaloes, and they have to find a way to ensure that the ball stays in Buffalo's territory, because once it gets into the Pirates' territory, Buffaloes is going to hold onto that ball, and if they manage to unleash those lethal backs, then Pirates could be in a lot of trouble. We've already seen what Aaron Tuke can do when he has the ball. Ball from deep in his half. The Pirates were very lazy to chase the kick that Magomu had made, and there was no flat defense line. And Aaron Tuke, that was literally handing him dinner on a plate. So the Pirates need to make sure that they get their flat line chasing up so that the backs do not have any opportunity to find any spaces to get through.
High kick, restart there by Ivan Magomu, gathered well by Joseph Teko. Just at the 22-meter mark. Patient play there by Emmanuel Odong as they're trying to find an avenue to exit, and they have a kick which isn't really the best, but at least gets them some extra meters as Conrad Wanyama fumbles with it, but he's able to gather on the third attempt. And with this open and structured play, Sidney Gongodio, the big man, filling in some very, very big shoes there, but filling in very well. Ruhweza Didi, he can pass as well, and the ball goes out wide. Timothy Kisiga, 7S kind of rugby. William Nkore cutting back in. This is what the Pirates backs love, when there's open space and they're able to play. And referee says ball is open. Didi looking for the work, and it takes a whole community to tackle him. Sets up well. Ivan Magomu, the orchestrator, putting Frank Chidega there and Sidney Gogojo just on his shoulder with the support play. Ball goes loose, and Benson Ngono trying to dance his way through a couple of tackles, but the referee says it's a penalty. Offside yet again. Offside has been the majority. Both teams not really respecting the offside line. Quick start there by Ivan Magomu to Timothy Kisiga to Timothy Odongo, and in for the second try for the Pirates. 10 points. 10 points for the Pirates, with a conversion to come. Very, very optimistic and opportunistic play by the Pirates, with a quick start off the penalty as the Buffaloes were sleeping, taking the ball out wide. Timothy Kisiga, and finished by Timothy Odongo.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the confidence that the Pirates have in their forwards and in their backline as well. That was a very kickable penalty, literally in front of the posts. Very easy for Nkore or Magomu. I mean, even Didi could take it. I mean, we've seen him sending a literally 10-meter pass off his right hand, so why not give him the honors? But here, instead of going for the points, they opted to move that ball to score a try. So Pirates is making a statement. They do not just want to win this game. They're gunning for the bonus point, and they're trying to score as many points as possible to make sure that they have a stranglehold on the lead, and that there will be no doubt that they're at the top of the table. So very enterprising play from the Pirates, something that the fans love to see. I mean, we can hear them cheering. And for Buffaloes, it's all about making sure that they can suffocate the Pirates. They shouldn't get the ball, because once those forwards get the ball, they're just rumbling it up front and creating lots of space for the backline to play. Acres and acres of space. And looks like the backline is going to have fun today.
Yeah, definitely, as Ivan Magom, who seems to have full kicking responsibility today, lines up a kick which is particularly angled and really difficult. He will need to have his bearings really, really right, along with the distance and also the kindness of the wind. Usually we see the Pirates change kickers according to different positions, but today Ivan Magomu taking full charge of the points. Can he be able to find the extras? And the assistant referees are happy with the kick. Ivan Magomu, 1 out of 1 so far. Very, very good display there. Making the score 12 for the Pirates, and the Buffaloes with 3. They need to respond immediately, not wanting this game to really get out of their control. First half in this game at the Kings Park Arena. Very, very beautiful grounds here, just in Bweyogerere, in Wakiso district, just out of Kampala. The home that the Pirates adopted after having spent so many years at the Legends Rugby grounds in Lugogo. And they have really built a community here with so many fans watching them as Liam Walker assesses, and Frank Chidega for another time. He carries well and sets up well. He's really dependable on the high ball as the Pirates patiently play, just trying to get some extra meters with the pick and drive. Conrad Wanyama will not let that ball get out of there unless he's feeling comfortable enough, and you can see he's putting his forwards to work, working really, really well indeed, getting some extra meters and some extra time for himself and for Ivan Magom, who's standing deep, but he goes for the box kick. Lofts it high, and you can see the panic in the gather, and that is the danger of a box kick as Liam Walker tries to come for the cleanup, but the Buffaloes are scrapping at every play. And it's an open ball, and you can see Douglas Komakech there to William Mkore, and it's a foot race, and William Mkore will win that one. Try time, and another one making it 17 for the Pirates. But you can see the danger of a properly executed box kick there by Conrad Wanyama, really putting pressure on the winger. That was Juma Peter, who is unable to gather, and from the scraps, William Kore is able to score a try. Pirates really now making it comfortable for themselves in this one.
Yeah, just as you said, the box kick from Wanyama was excellent. It's something that he has struggled with in the past, where his box kicks weren't quite coming off. But clearly it's something that he has worked upon, because that box kick was literally perfect to a T. And let's not forget about the chase. That chase was excellent, and it put pressure on the Buffalo's receiver so that he didn't quite get the ball cleanly. He was at 6s and 7s. Then the tackle came in, and when the ball was popped up, the second tackle came in. So Pirates chased that ball brilliantly. And this is what they have to do if they're to win the game against Buffaloes. Not give them any space, because once they do, it is game over. Now, Buffaloes, on the other hand, needs to be able to run better supporting lines. And what a brilliant kick again from Magomu. So yeah, Buffaloes needs to have better supporting lines, because the Pirates are coming up in waves. And since they are struggling at the breakdown, they need to commit more numbers in order to be able to retain possession. Because at the moment, for the last 5 minutes, it's been all about Pirates' ball. Buffaloes has literally not had the ball to play. Yet when they have the ball in hand, they do play some really exciting rugby, and they're able to build up some pretty good phases, and they're capable of scoring some points.
Yeah, definitely. And the Pirates extending their lead to 19 against the Buffaloes that have only 3. Another short kick there by Liam Walker in space. A bit of a miscommunication there by the Pirates, and they try to gather on the second attempt, but it finds touch. It's going to be advantage to the Pirate. Yet to confirm, the assistant referee says it's going to be a Buffalo's ball, so this could be a case of good fortune after 2 quick tries that they have conceded. A line out there to the Buffaloes just inside the half of the Pirates, but 19-3. The Pirates will feel a little more comfortable now to execute a lot of their plays, a lot of their structure. The Buffaloes were a bit stubborn as Solomon Aganyi gathers well. Emmanuel Odong moves the ball. Douglas Musoke, he's a big man and he knows how to use his size and his strength. Carries, his support is there to cover up. But yet again, they are late to the party. And another turnover for the Pirates. And the referee saying it's actually not supporting your body weight on the rack. Emphasis on making sure that the players coming in to support the ruck. But we have seen this as a characteristic for the Buffaloes, that every time they have a ruck, they're either a bit sluggish to support, or they don't support their body weight, and they have really frustrated many of their attacks like this. But you could say this is a get out of jail card, and Ivan Magom looking to kick towards the fans. A very, very high kick. Levis Ochen, but the ball was already in touch, tried to tap it back in. But it's a very, very good kick there, putting the Pirates back inside the Buffaloes half. Buffaloes really not having a good opportunity to play there. Levis Ochen having a conversation with Liam Walker, his number 10. They really need to do a lot of troubleshooting at this time, because things are not really going right. They started really well, their forwards were working well, but they have been starved of ball, and that is the one thing that Pirates has done well. As Nathan Bwambale takes his sweet time to really come to the line out. waiting for the call from his line-out general, who is Humphrey Tashobia. And the ball goes long to Sydney Gongodio. Referee is happy, and the ball goes out wide. Ivan Magomu. And a big hit there by Frank Chidega. Big hit. But the tackle was also able to match. Sizing up on both sides. Conrad Wanyama choosing to go to the big man. Didi, it always takes more than one man to tackle him. He has been stellar in the way he plays a box kick there. Aaron Tukei gathers comfortably and has to look for some extra space with the goose. And he beats 102. He's very elusive. Benson Ngono, credit there for being able to come back. But tackler not rolling away. That is what the referee is saying. Benson Ngono, rightfully so. Penalty there. Liam Walker will want to get some extra meters for the line out. Coming back from a lengthy injury and having the responsibility to lead the Buffaloes today. Finding a really good kick from a tight angle inside just next to the 22-meter mark. And it will be interesting to see what the Buffaloes will do in this situation. The line-out contest has really not been that exciting, with both teams gathering as and when it is their opportunity. No one has been able to steal the other's line-out. Solomon Aganya and Humphrey Tashovia have both been good. Eric Tolit there gathering on the second attempt. Patient play. Ball goes to Liam Walker. Took his eyes off the ball a little bit. You could say he was thinking it was going to be a ball to the big man. And that's why they say sometimes there shouldn't be a player standing between the 9 and the 10. And another opportunity by the Buffaloes missed.
Yeah, and I think another thing is that the Pirates are pressing up very fast. They're very aware that the threat that the Buffaloes present. So they're pressing up so fast. And so Liam just took his eyes off because he was watching the defenders closing in on him. Very unusual mistake from him, and he needs to be a bit more composed if he's to be able to take his team forward. Right now it's a Pirates ball, and as we've seen from the scrums, the scrum time is going to be very easy for them each and every time, and perhaps they can even milk some penalties from the scrums. Referee is holding up a penalty advantage, and definitely the long arm has come up and he has given a penalty. And Conrad Wanyama, opportunistic, taking a very quick tap, playing with his winger, Benson Ogono. Some great play from Pirates. They're enjoying the open play. However, there was no advantage from that quick tap. Buffaloes were not back 10, and so it's still Pirates ball. So Pirates have come here to have fun. They've come here to play. And incidentally, they already have the bonus point wrapped up. They have 3 tries. So they're still looking for more tries, but then they can take their foot off the pedal a bit and then enjoy themselves, enjoy their rugby. And this is what they're doing. They're having fun on pitch. And it's now up to Buffaloes to snuff that out. And they can only do that by supporting each other better, because every time they have some carries, I mean, you have Douglas Musoke carrying the ball very well, but he's always isolated, and the Pirates are always going 2 or 3 to a tackle. One person to effect the tackle, the other person to steal the ball. So Buffaloes need to support better, because they're making Douglas Musoke work very hard for nothing. It's very disappointing that he has not received better support. And if they're not able to support themselves as forwards, they're not going to be able to create space for their backline to play. And yet they're reliant on their backline. They do not have a pack like Pirates does. Pirates can go either way, using their forwards or their backs. So right now it's a line out to Pirates, and so far they've been good at the line outs. Man of the match last week, Humphrey Tashobia, is most likely going to be the target.
Gathers really well there, and it's a miss pass to Frank Chidega, who seems to be their prime big ball carrier, the number 5. And Conrad Wanyama picks the ball out, and it's Moses Zewa, the youngster, who has been given quite the responsibility in the absence of the likes of Desire Ayera and Alex Aturinda, but unfortunately slow to support there. And it's a penalty for the Buffaloes, who catch a break for once, and Liam Walker will want to make the most of this. The Buffaloes really need to do a lot of cleaning up. But as you had said, Helen, that they have the bonus point. But one of the things that we observed from one of their previous games against Rhinos was the last minute try that made them not get the bonus point. So they will be, they won't want to leave it to chance. They'll want to score some extra tries so that in the case that Buffaloes maybe gets 1 or 2, their bonus point is still intact. Yeah, it's a case of a lot happening because the Impies surprisingly are really chasing them in second position as well, and Heathens also still in the title race as well, and Cobbs and fourth also languishing and really trying to come forward as the Buffaloes gather their ball well, and ball is moved. Douglas Musoke, this could be his 6th carry of the game so far, and getting some extra meters. Liam Walker getting clean ball, missing, and beautiful set play yet again, but it's always that final pass that gives them a problem. The backline needs to coordinate a little better there, but very, very good play there. Liam Walker and Aaron Tukey not on the same wavelength. Conrad Wanyama trying to be a little too optimistic this time round. Referee says come back to the mark, line out to the Pirates. Conrad Wanyama there, Ivan Magomu also trying to congratulate his forwards and encourage them. They have done a big job so far. And Nathan Buambale at the line out, and Rukweza Alema Darius wearing shirt number 3 on the set piece. Quick short one there, and it is Humphrey Tashobia. They usually say it's the size of the dog in the fight, and that is what is testament to him. A small man, but with a very, very big heart. And good recovery defense there by the Buffaloes, who are able to make sure that ball is unplayable and it's advantage to them. Going to be a scrum. The scrum has been one aspect of the game that they have not really secured well. They have struggled against the imposing forwards of the Pirates, who are really trying to make sure that their home fans get quite the treat. From a set-piece perspective, as Emmanuel Odong tries to speak to Douglas Mosoke and the rest of his forwards and the front row in particular to make sure that this ball comes out right. They will want to make sure that it's a quick ball out because of the size and the weight that the Pirates get. And Douglas Mosoke, this time he's tackled well by Moses Ziwar. Very, very big tackle by the young man. And Levis Ochen trying to look for some extra space. Tackle, well, good defense by the Pirates. Buffaloes trying to get the attacking game going, trying to get the structures in. Big carry there, that is Eric Tolit, the second row, who has played for Buffaloes for quite a while. And unfortunately, taking his eyes off the ball. And Benson Gono trying to slide through a couple of gaps. Humphrey Tashobia. And it's an advantage play, free play for the Pirates. Didi with ball in hand. And again, he meets with Douglas Mosoke, and there has been one winner so far in those matchups. And this time it's Douglas Komakech. The Pirates really enjoying their rugby. And another advantage and the penalty this time round. Pirates really bossing the proceedings, really bossing the contact spaces. And for the many questions that they are asking, Buffaloes seem not to have any answers so far. And it's going to be a penalty as called by Captain Ivan Magomo to just try and extend the lead of the home side.
I think the reason they've decided to go for posts is actually to slow down the game and so that they cool down a bit, because they're under no pressure whatsoever. They're not really looking for points. So I think they're realizing the game is getting a bit frenetic. Then we have the medics on attending to some of the players. So this is a good idea. I mean, this is very kickable, right in front of the post and literally on the 22. So get the easy 3 points, slow the game down, regroup, have the coach talking to the players, and then they work out a strategy of getting more tries on board. Because as you said, Buffaloes can score tries and then the bonus point goes away. So as said, here are the 3 points. So they go on. So they go up to 22 points, and most likely there's going to be a water break at this stage, as the referee is allowing the Buffaloes players to get more medical attention. But there'll probably be a water break, and then the game will resume. But yeah, so from what we've seen, this is not a game that Pirates is about to lose unless they have some deep dark conspiracy. It's a game that they're definitely going to win. But I'd love to see more of the Buffaloes backs. I mean, they've got really exciting players, but they're just isolating themselves too much, or they're rushing things, they're rushing their execution, they're panicking a bit. If they can just slow things down and play their game, be a bit cooler, and then we can see the exciting backs run, because they've got loads and loads of talent in that backline, and love to see them play.
Deep restart this time by Liam Walker, gathered by Timothy Kisiga, who effects quite the big kick, gathered well by Juma Peter, with a good step, and the step beating his opposite number. Those are the kind of contests that some of these players live for, making sure that your opposite number knows that you have him on check. But it's a penalty. Referee giving the advantage to the Buffaloes. Wilfred Seguya with a quick start, and Eric Tolit, who was also carried fiercely for the Buffaloes. Juma Peter with a hard run straight by the winger. Patient play advantage, and it's a ball out wide. Solomon Agani trying to use his feet, and where you should have thought he would have passed that ball, but he did not pass. And you can see the disappointment with Levis Ochen as Conrad Wanyama now tries to counter and get out of the dangerous zone for the Pirates, and the small man makes a very big tackle. But the Buffaloes, this is what they live for: the open play, the unstructured play, trying to make sure that they make something of this. But they surely should have put a 5-pointer. Not every day that you see an eighth man trying to kick, and that is why they don't kick. His kick was charged down, but scrappy play here. Possession moving from one side to the other. Trying to use his feet. Water break. We're just here to confirm that this should be a water break. The referee's whistle signaled like as if it was halftime, but this should be a water break. Both teams in this heat need to perhaps get an opportunity to just hydrate, and also to reassess their strategy and see what they can do in the second part of this first half. We are still here with Kawowo Sports Pirates taking on the Buffaloes.
Solomon Agani, that is a coach killer. He had to pass that ball. I mean, Pirates defense was at 6s and 7s. This was an opportunity to get back into the game, and they could have scored a 5-pointer, but he held on to that ball a little bit too long, and then when he tried to get that pass off, he was tackled from behind, and then he lost it forward. Yeah, so that summarizes pretty much how Buffaloes have been playing: indecisive and just making the wrong decisions. Okay, right decisions at the wrong time. Was it the wrong decisions at the right time? Yeah. So, I mean, they need to be a bit more clinical if they're to get back into this game. Currently, Pirates is ahead 22 points to 3. They have the bonus point, and they'll be looking at preventing Buffaloes from scoring any tries so that they maintain that bonus point as they try to score more tries, while Buffaloes will be looking at scoring some points. From how they've been playing, I very much doubt that they can win this game, though anything can happen in rugby. Let's not write them off completely. They've got the backline capable of matching up to the Pirates backline. It's the forwards where they're struggling at. But their play is kind of disjointed. So unless Pirates makes very many mistakes, I don't really see Buffaloes winning this game. However, Pirates may become complacent and put their foot off the pedal, and that will be Buffalo's chance to strike. So they're still... looks like that was halftime, so there's still 40 minutes to play, and basically it's everything to play for Buffaloes.
Yeah, just a confirmation there. It is halftime. The game has really been fast-paced and time has really flown by. And it is halftime. The teams choosing to uncharacteristically not go to their usual camps for halftime and stay on the pitch and just try to take in the atmosphere as they strategize, they refresh. But there will be contrasting communications from both sides. The Pirates will be a lot more comfortable, though. Captain Ivan Magoma, along with his coaches Marvin Odong and Bobby Musinguzi, will want to not put the foot off the gas and make sure that they get some extra points, because it's not only about the bonus point, it's about the number of tries that you can score, the number of points you can accrue, but also for the Buffaloes. They want to come back in the second half and really put up a fight and perhaps, who knows, maybe have a comeback, because they are a proud side. Chadondo teams are very, very proud rugby sides, and they will want to have a better show of themselves. They have had a couple of chances they did not take. They have had opportunities where they attack, and they are the orchestrators of their own undoing, where they do not rack their ball in time, where they knock on unnecessarily, or where they do not have the proper final pass, or even don't make the final pass. So a lot of contrasting communication from both sides, but lots really to come in the second half. Make sure that you're enjoying yourself wherever you are, and you have data in its plenty so that you can be able to enjoy rugby as much as possible, as we're going to bring you a lot of the communications from other grounds, but keep it here, Kawawa Sports. And just some communication coming in from the graveyard in Makerere. Impis edging the Rams 23-21 in what has been a very, very tightly contested game. But Impis make it 4 wins from 4 games. Their unbeaten run continues. But unfortunately, they were unable to get the bonus point. However, they get the match-ended win. And they, as it stands, they are still top, because this game is not yet done and anything can happen. But the Pirates look comfortable enough to reassume their position as table toppers. But the Impis there with the win against their, you could say, their neighbors or their pitch mates, They usually call them the squatters because they are the landlords, or they are the original side of the Makerere grounds, which are dubbed the graveyard. But a very, very tightly fought game that ended 23-21 to the Impis, as we are bringing you more of the scores from elsewhere. Keep it Kawo, as this game is yet to get into the second half. A little bit of the sun disappearing, and we're having a cool breeze pass through Kings Park Arena. And you could say this is much more of what the players would want, so they can be able to play in cool air as compared to the rather hot air that was played in the first half. But regardless, we are grateful for the fact that we are having dry conditions and the ability to have a lot of expansive rugby played with ball in hand. As Liam Walker takes a rather long restart, Sydney Gongodio showing his boots. One of the characteristics of a good 8 is being able to withstand the contact and also be able to boss it. Quick start that Conrad Wanyama has really loved in this game so far. And that's a high tackle, and the referee calls for an advantage. No advantage given there. Again, Conrad Wanyama with a quick start. You could think it's a little bit of being optimistic, but Sydney Gongodio has come out on a mission in this second half. Ruhweza Lema, not the kind of man you easily move. Perhaps it would take a moving company to have him move away from his position. Sydney Gongodio yet again bustling through the tackles. Ivan Magomu to Ruhweza Alema, and this time it is Paul Serunjoji who is the culprit, coming off the bench to get some of the testings, you should say. Patient play there as the forwards try to recycle to make sure the number 10 comes out. And Humphrey Tashobia with a show and go. That is some beautiful rugby. They are selling the dummy and it's bought with a profit. Patient play, Pirates coming out to just not only play but entertain, and the ball goes out wide. A bit of scrappy play. Timothy Odongo gathers, beats one, and trying to dance around the second defender. The Buffaloes yet to know what has hit them in this second half. The Pirates have come out with intent, and I think the communication from Coach Marvin Odong was go out and put your best foot forward. And there it is Moses Ziwar. Patiently, Conrad Wanyama, Ivan Magomu looking for one of his best targets, Frank Chidega. And another case of advantage, tackler not releasing in time. Humphrey Tashoa with another show and go. He's making this a habit, and he just creeps into the 5-meter area. Patient play. And Ivan Magomu to Komakech Douglas. Patient, beautiful rugby there by the Pirates. Continuity at its best. And this time referee is not happy with the advantage taken. It's going to be a penalty, but with the way the proceedings are going, it will be interesting that to see Ivan Magom go for a kick. They would want to perhaps kick out for touch and the line out. They have been playing well. They have been moving the ball well, and you can see Didi or Alema Ruhweza signaling to his captain that we want to play. Do not kick for points. And a short discussion had. They are going to just tap and go. They have called for the scrum. They have been very, very dominant in the scrum, and they have called for the scrum. I mean, what is your take on this blockbuster start to the second half, Helen?
Man, breathless start to the first half. And whoa, how good was Didi in that? Like, how many phases did he carry the ball and tell people, sit down, I'm coming through? No, but I mean, this has been good stuff by Pirates. I mean, they should have ideally already had 5 points on the board. A bit slow coming out of that other ruck. But I mean, they have a scrum here. They've been very dominant at the scrum, so they can either get a penalty off this or win clean ball for their backline to play.
Good response at the scrum there. This is the first scrum that the Buffaloes have won, and you can see how much it means to them. Douglas Musoke leading the celebrations there. They had been bossed so many times in this game at scrum time, but that was a big one to recover.
A case of the commentator's curse. I had talked about the Pirates scrum being superior, and there go ahead Buffaloes turning it over. Good stuff by the Buffaloes pack, and that would be a huge confidence builder for them. And now they've got the ball out of their territory and into the Pirates half, and it's a line out where they have actually been good at the line out, so they should win this one. Oh, let me not say that, because so the line out will happen, and then from there we shall see play happen.
Yeah, the commentators have been proven to be the number one killers of teams' action. You might find that teams may have a petition to have commentators not say certain things. Good contest there in the air, but the Buffaloes are able to gather their own ball, and a couple of substitutions there. But for the Buffaloes, that's Jimmy Katumba, who comes on at hook, carries the ball well, and Levis Ochen trying to dig through a couple of tackles. It takes a couple of players to put him down, but this is the kind of attitude that the Buffaloes need to have. This is the first. This is the kind of Buffaloes that played in the first minutes of the game. We hope it's not a case of just playing in the early minutes and then losing the gas. Can they continue to play and play strong? Levis Ochen choosing not to kick for touch, and with the extra carry, patient play. They want to now have ball. They want to play. Douglas Musoke, he has been a very strong carrier for them, and you can see his kind of impact, setting up well. Emmanuel, the scrum half, and scrappy ball, but he did not expect it to come out like that. And yet again, the Buffaloes, unfortunately, they are not able to make the most of the opportunities they get. And the Pirates, you could say, patient defending there. And now it will be a scrum with them having the ball. They conceded a penalty rather, from their previous scrum. They will want to right those wrongs in the absence of one of their prime scrummagers, Ivan Kabagambe. They will want to really show what they can do. Some of the new props, such as Alvin Rukundo, the youngster, as Conrad Wanyama gets prepared to feed.
Yeah, I think there was an air of embarrassment around the Pirates having lost that scrum, and then a mistake from Conrad Wanyama at the base of the scrum. And the Buffalo scrum is a lot more settled this half, because again, Pirates did not dominate in that scrum, and as much as they won the ball cleanly off the back, it wasn't the same dominant scrum that we saw in the first half. So we don't know if the forwards are tiring, while the Buffaloes have brought in fresh legs. So maybe that is what has made the difference for them. So Buffaloes again will be buoyed by that. They'll have confidence going into this scrum, and they've set up the backline. And this is actually quite a good position for them to attack from.
2 scrums in a row, and the Buffaloes are now showing their intent. They have remedied the issue that was at scrum time. Liam Walker gathers, but yet again you can see there is a bit of disappointment and a couple of arguments amongst themselves there. You could say it was a bit of a pass that wasn't sympathetic to Liam Walker, but then again, as the linchpin of your team, you need to be able to figure out, on many occasions you will not get a clean ball, but you have to find a way of making it work. And as in the position that Buffaloes are in, they need to take every chance they get, however scrappy it is. And yet again, their attack turns to the defense. As you can see, the coaching team on their feet. And we're going to see a change coming on, perhaps maybe to add a twist to this game. But the Buffaloes surely need to do something different. And if they are to have a chance in this game, you feel like they need to score fast. And it's a case of timeout there as sub is being effected. And it is a change at scrum half, and it is Daniel Kateriga coming on for scrum half. Emmanuel Odong. Daniel Kateriga, usually their go-to starting scrum half. Today off the bench. He will have his instructions very clear cut from his coaches on what he needs to do to switch or change this game. He needs to take control. as Conrad Wanyama feeds, hoping to get clean ball, better ball than the last two scrums, and giving Timothy Kisiga an opportunity to attack. And good tackle there, but Pirates able to recycle. And Moses Ziwar to Frank Chidega. Big hit there, could have been a bit high, but the referee says it's okay. And the ball is open. Referee is happy with it as Eric Tolit gathers. And knock on there by the Pirates. Yeah, the second half, both teams haven't been able to really fully control the proceedings. And you can see that the fight in the Buffaloes has really come back, and they're at least trying to go for it. Pirates started with a good few phases in this game, but they seem to have had the gas really go down. William Corey, you can see, just having a communication with the rest of his backs. They really want that ball. They want to play. They want to see what they can do with the ball. But first, their assignment is going to be to defend here. William Corey, who also plays as a fly half, but has had to settle into the role of inside center or fast center. Douglas Musoke with a big carry, targeting the number 10, and he breaks the tackle of the number 10, and he puts down Timothy Kisiga. That is Douglas Musoke for you. Big hits, and Liam Walker. That was a really strange kick, to say the least. Center. Douglas Musoke with a big carry, targeting the number 10, and he breaks the tackle of the number 10, and he puts down Timothy Kisiga. That is Douglas Musoke for you. Big hits. And I think that in that case, Liam Walker should have really passed to the Walker. That was a really strange going a waste, you should say. And this is maybe one of those testaments to what you said.
Yeah, I mean, there was no need to kick that ball. The Pirates' defense was nowhere. Buffaloes just, I mean, they were literally backpedaling and scrambling to get back. All Buffaloes needed to do was keep the ball in hand, have more backs come up and support. There was the winger out on the right, play with that winger, and then there were other players who are coming up. This was a chance that basically Buffaloes has thrown away. I mean, having 5 points on board to bring the score up to 8 is a huge confidence booster, but still they're on 3 points. So unless they steal this line out and score some points, it's going to be very hard for Buffaloes to get back into this game. Again, the wrong decisions are being taken by the Buffaloes. I think they're just putting themselves under pressure and overthinking things. Great take by Sydney at the back of the lineout, and Pirates has secured that ball, and they'll definitely be looking at an exit strategy over here. Most likely Wanyama box kicking, or Magomo is deep in the pocket with Kisiga next to him for a kick, but definitely they'll be kicking this ball. They do not want to mess about with the ball when Buffaloes are hunting.
Yeah, Conrad Wanyama with a box kick to give his team an exit. Perhaps not the distance he would have loved, but any exit is better than no exit at all. But it's going to be a line out now to the Buffaloes. The Buffaloes have really got to take their chances, as we're seeing Humphrey Tashobia there in the frame. He's one of those players that have really come up to stamp their mark as line out generals. And we are seeing a change with Moses Ziwa, the youngster, off and coming on. Is one of the Sevens internationals, Mubarak Wandera. And he receives an ovation from his bench and from the fans here, who are out in numbers to really enjoy the game. As Douglas Musoke, who has carried so hard and so much, as Solomon Aganyi breaks a line, but on the second attempt he's tackled by Mubarak Wandera. His first attempt there. Patient play, Paul Serunjoji there, creeping Timothy Kisiga, unable to turn over as he had come in for the action. But you can see the fans, tense moments. They are in control, but they know that they are always expected to see their team win at every contest, so they are not satisfied with just the bare minimum. But so many people here at the Kings Park Arena enjoying themselves, enjoying the rugby, enjoying the good times. But it is going to be a penalty now, and for sure the Buffaloes, as you can see, the Buffaloes fans really worried and you could say concerned and maybe a little bit of hope with this penalty. If they can put it in, maybe it can be a resurgence for Buffaloes in this second half. Liam Walker has, out of 3 kicks, he has had 1 that has been successful. This is his 4th kick. Can he be able to make it 2 out of 4? And assessing to see the wind. And you can see a bit of interaction from some of the more senior members in the rugby community. And that was Ian Walker there, father to Liam Walker. Watching his son, there is nothing like family being in the stands to support you, and he knows how much that means. But first he needs to get the points in, and yes, he does. That puts the points for the Buffaloes at 6. And the Pirates remain at 22 so far. This should be something perhaps you could say to ignite the Buffaloes into maybe what you could say, like we said, a resurgence is not something we can really write off at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, credit to Buffaloes. Pirates have failed to score any points this second half. And apart from the first 5 or so minutes, possession has been all about Buffaloes. So if they can hold on to this, they can actually be able to get more points on board, perhaps even score tries, and make this game tighter, and possibly even win. But Pirates at Kings Park are a difficult prospect, and they will not want to lose their unbeaten run to a mid-table team. There's a bit of that. And Douglas Musoke again, he has been very devastating. Excellent for Buffaloes today. And Pirates have done well to get that ball off him. But, I mean, every time Douglas Musoke has had that ball, he has created something out of nothing. He has been devastating, but he has been let down by his teammates. You know, I mean, it's been very unfortunate that nothing has come out of any of the runs that he has made. And he has made at least 4 or 5 line breaks or brainstorming runs in this game, barnstorming runs in this game. So Buffaloes need to do better to support him and like kind of pay dividends to what he's doing.
Yeah, definitely. Douglas Musoke being one of the standouts in a really lackluster performance by the Buffaloes. As the scrum is being effected, Conrad Wanyama waiting for the go-ahead from the referee. Feeding the ball well, but a better contest this time, and yet again, a 3rd penalty off scrum from for the Buffaloes. I mean, whatever they said at halftime is really working, and you can see the frustration with the front row, in particular Didi Alema Ruhweza, who's seemingly not content with the referee's call, but the referee remains sole judge of fact on the pitch, as we're having also a medical break. Nathan Buambale trying to get attention, perhaps I think to his knee. And you can see Didi there. Alema Ruhweza is not the customer that really wants to really lose at scrum time. And conceding 3 penalties at scrum time is really something that you can see from his body language he is not amused by. After a dominant first half and then having to really see the Buffaloes give them a test of their own medicine is something that he's not really comfortable with, as a penalty has been called, and Liam Walker will want yet again to see if he can extend the score for the Buffaloes to 9. They have tried to put in the fight. They have been a bit scrappy, but they are doing their best, and perhaps it can really come out and turn into something. And yeah, Helen, you had talked about the Pirates not wanting to lose here at Kings Park and wanting to keep their unbeaten run. It's very important, especially since the Impies fought out a win against their, you could say, pitch mates, 23-21 with the Rams. And getting that win, so as it stands, they are still in 2nd position, unless something happens here and there's a miracle that the Buffaloes come up with. Another brilliant kick there by Liam Walker, making it 9 for the Buffaloes. They have not been able to score any tries, but they have put in the points. And Liam Walker there showing how integral he is for this Chadondo best side. Yeah, 9 points to his boot, and that is just 3 out of 5 from his kicking. And definitely he has to get everything he does right in the second half if he wants his team to be really in the game. As you can see, the dugout there, Coach Lemeriga there, trying to just have a few discussions with his technical bench on perhaps some other things that they can do better, as Ivan Magomu this time choosing to kick to the opposite side. Douglas Musoke, who has really, he's putting up his hand for man of the match in a losing performance today, but really that is Jimmy Katerega with a show and go, perhaps reading from the book of Humphrey Tashobia, but the Buffaloes showing a really good fight in this second half. Liam Walker going for the high kick, kicking straight out, but it was a case of miscoordination with his 9 ball from outside the 22-meter area. He's not supposed to find touch directly, and you can see him apologizing to his teammates. And it just, the amount of territory they have lost, giving an opportunity to a very hungry Pirate side that will be making some changes as well. Just outside the 22-meter area, you can see some changes coming on. It's Karugonjo Martin coming on at front row, and it's the youngster Alvin Rukundo, who was given a rare start, but he had a good show, but perhaps getting a little bit exhausted, bringing on a little bit of experience now. We have also seen Moses Oluen come on for Paul Bagota at the wing for the Pirates. And great gather there, stealing a Pirates ball. Nathan Bwambale not finding his jumper. And Paul Katerega with the box kick, not finding distance and just finding a whole scrappy affair. And he's able to gather his own ball, and a high tackle there. Did the referee see it? Yes, he did. Great awareness by the referee. Quick start there by Paul Serunjoji. The all-timer had played also for the Heathens, but now with the Buffaloes, his leadership will be key. Good carry there by Gerald Sewankambo. Katerega moving the ball, pass, and you can see the Buffaloes now trying to effect a lot of play, and it's another penalty. The discipline of the Pirates has been wanting in this second half, and they are being punished for it. And you can see the referee calling and communicating what was wrong. It is great to see when referees communicate and give clarity on what is wrong. And very good kick there by Liam Walker, finding just touch inside the 10-meter area of the Pirates. An attacking platform, surely.
Yeah, I mean, Liam Walker has grown into this game. He's been out for a long time, so perhaps he's a bit rusty, and some of his decisions and his kicking in the first half were off. But, I mean, he's been excellent off the tee in this second half, building up Buffalo's points to 9 points. And as you can see, as Liam's confidence has grown, so has the team's confidence. And then those 9 points have like really got them back into the game and got them into the mental state that they can actually contest this game and win it. Pirates, on the other hand, has failed to score any points this second half, and they seem a bit disjointed, and they don't seem to have any answers to what Buffaloes is throwing at them. They're just lucky that Buffaloes have not been quite clinical enough in their execution. Otherwise, they should be down by 2 tries.
Great gather there by Solomon Agany, who has been exceptional for the Buffaloes. As you see, again, Douglas Musoke really seeming to enjoy the contact and moving the ball, and it's out wide. Aaron Tukey looking for Levis Ochen, but yet again, it's always that final pass that seems to have a challenge. Levis Ochen and Aaron Tukey, and you can see Coach Bobby Musinguzi, actually director of rugby, former coach of the Pirates, here to offer his guidance and just trying to observe. And just next to him is Coach Marvin Odong with a face mask, patiently observing some of their team's play. They will not surely be happy with the second half. They had a stellar first half, but the second half hasn't been really good. And it's a scrum. You can see from the body language, the Pirates, the Buffaloes look a lot more enthusiastic. They look a lot more pumped. Douglas Musoke looks like he wants the ball every time. This could be his 13th carry of this game so far, and he is not afraid. All he wants is his teammates to give him the support. And Conrad Wanyama, there being Conrad Wanyama, we should just say.
Yeah, he's not been happy at all how Pirates have conducted themselves in the previous scrums. So he's like kind of motivating them with a few slaps. It's been very interesting seeing Martin Karagujo packing down as a loose head prop. Back in his day in school and in his early days for Sailors and Pirates, he was actually a number 12, a block-busting number 12. He had pace, he had power. He was the next center in waiting for Uganda, but somehow he fell off, and he has returned as a loose head prop. And he seems to be making a fist of it, so interesting times. And Pirates currently have a penalty for some foul play on Sydney Gongodio, and so they'll be looking to get back into winning ways. You could say winning ways, because at the moment they don't really look like the winning team. Incidentally, Buffaloes looks more like the winning team at this point in time. So they're probably looking for a line out, gain some territory, and then they play from there.
Yeah, definitely. As Ivan Magom tries to find some extra touch, finding good touch inside the 10-meter area of the Buffaloes, but it was a case of indiscipline. A high tackle there by Douglas Musoke on Sydney Gongodio, and then it was David Agassi throwing the ball away, and the referee was keen enough to observe that and give them extra meters on their penalty. So that could be something that could cost them. Nathan Bwambale, his last throw was stolen by Joseph Teko, wearing shirt number 5 with the headgear for the Buffaloes. As the teams are waiting for a ball to surface. Many of the balls have been kicked into touch. Remember, this Kings Park Arena field has what you would call like a whole depression on the other side. So some of the balls, it takes time for them to come back. However, this is perhaps a much-needed beer break for many of the fans to maybe run to the counter and get something as they enjoy their rugby. And we hope you watching with Kaoa Sports are doing the same. As Pirates look to want to affect a very, very interesting attack. Humphrey Tashoria there. He will want to have better coordination with his hooker. Man of the match from a tight encounter in Ginger last weekend. And as you can see, match commissioner just trying to speak to the home side there to make sure that when we don't have incidences like this where there are shortages of balls. That is, I think, the primary job of the ball boys. But perhaps they're being a bit sluggish with their play or with their role. Finally getting one ball, and Nathan Bwambale, his first assignment will be to throw and to throw right. A long one again to Sydney Gongodio. Conrad Wanyama ducking a tackle. Could have been high, you should say, but referee lets that slide. And patient play by the forwards who are trying to create some time for their scrum half, their scrum half to come up. Now Conrad Wanyama is up, finding the blind side, switching play back to Ivan Magomo, kicking back on the other side, really trying to confuse the defense. And it's a brilliant kick, brilliant kick. That's just testament to his experience. Not really panicking despite the rush defense and finding the space and finding the on and off. Very good line out.
Corey is trying to call for 50-22, and so there's consultation between the referee and the AR. But perhaps that argument might not hold, because the ball seems to have been carried back over the halfway line, and when the ball is carried back over the halfway line, a 50-22 doesn't hold unless there's faster ruck formed. So it's still Buffalo's line out, because there should have been a ruck before Ivan made that kick. So 50-22 it is not, but it was still a brilliant kick, and Buffaloes is under immense pressure to win this line out right on their 5.
And David Agassi trying to gather, but as you can see, they're saying taking man out while he was still in air, and you could say they get an opportunity to clear their lines with that penalty. And yet it's going to be Liam Walker with the roll, kicking high and getting some extra meters just outside the 22-meter line. Still not the best position that he would have put them, but you could say the wind, the Kings Park wind is really blowing against the Buffaloes half of the pitch. So they have to kick against the wind. So that is a challenge that they are dealing with. Not the straight throw there by Abdu Chiimba and Douglas Douglas Musoke and Frank Chidega sharing a few handbags there. It's a form of embracing in rugby, and as long as it stops at that, there's always a smile shared afterwards. And it's going to be a scrum to the Pirates, an attacking platform. We're seeing William Corey getting a lot of opportunity now at first receiver. Perhaps Ivan Magomu wanting to play a lot wider and influence the attack from deeper. And this could be a case to try out one of those training ground moves as Conrad Wanyama feeds. This is a very, very evenly contested scrum. Conrad Wanyama taking his sweet time, attacking the line. And you can see a second line attack. Ivan Magomu, Timothy Kisiga with a space. Benson Ngono. And the pass out wide is loose. Moses Olwenyi not really being on the same wavelength as the rest of the Pirates backline. Really, really good training ground move. They should have really made the Buffaloes pay. As we're seeing, one of the Buffaloes players is down. We're yet to confirm who it is, but it seems to not be well. One of the phases of contact really did not affect him well. Credit to the medical team that is there on the pitch to make sure that he's okay. And clearly we're seeing a player being told to warm up. That is shirt number 23, that is Vincent Okello, being told to warm up. But we hope the player that is being attended to on the pitch is not in critical condition, as the medics still are attending to him. And you can see they have signaled for a full substitution. It's a case of perhaps a concussion. And they have ruled that he is not able to continue playing. And Vincent Okello, coming onto the pitch, will have the responsibility to man the wing. And just to confirm, leaving the pitch is Juma Peter, the winger who has been, he has had a few good shows and sometimes not really good. But yeah, he's escorted by the medics out. We are seeing he gets an ovation from the crowd, the Kings Park crowd, and that is brilliant. That is what rugby is all about, regardless of who you support. It's all about sportsmanship. It's all about stewardship. It's all about making sure that we are accountable for everyone. And great to see that he's at least on his feet. That is a good sign in regards to recovery, and we hope that he will be able to resume play soon. And as the ball was bundled into touch after that poor pass by Benson Ngono and Moses Olwenyi not being in time to really receive, it is a penalty after a consultation with the assistant referee. So the penalty count in the second half has really been in Buffalo's favor. Marvin Odong, coach of the Pirates, will not be happy with the penalty count, and discipline is one of the things he will surely address going forward into the next weekend. It's a line out just next to the 10-meter mark inside the Buffaloes half. Not the best of angles for Liam Walker, but he's able to get some extra meters as Abdu Chiimba is preparing to have the line out thrown. As the play continues there, and it's another penalty yet again against the Pirates, and this time Liam Walker decides to test the defense. They were not 10 meters back, so but but the referee lets it play since it's still advantage to the Buffaloes. That is Paul Serunjoji carrying the ball. Patient play. That is David Agassi trying to get some extra meters. And Gerald Sewan-Kambo carried and he's tackled on the second attempt by William Mukore. And a small grabber kick there. Oh, and that was not a good tackle at all. Not a good tackle by the substitute, Arnold Musasizi. But the referee lets the advantage play as the Pirates are trying to effect play. And now that there's no advantage, he comes back. He has been quite lenient. There have been a number of high tackles in this game. But he has, as you can see, Ivan Magomu coming to say surely that was a yellow card kind of offense. Maybe something should be taken, but referee choosing to keep this a 15-man competition, a 15-man contest. And a bit of a deliberation there. Ivan Magomu finding touch. And we are back just next to the 22-meter area. As we're seeing one of the players making his return this season, Musa Muwonge, telling a rookie. This is actually a very contrasting photo that is just showing Jones Kamiza, the young fly half, and the old-timer Musa Muwonge, who are going to come on as impact players. From scores coming from elsewhere, Cobbs leading the Hippos 21-10 at halftime. Tight contest there, but the home side being able to gather. And there we're seeing Joseph Teko. We haven't seen much of him with ball in hand, but there he carries and carries well. And Jimmy Katemba. Patient play, Levi Sochen moving the ball. Arnold Musasizi, the Buffaloes trying to engineer as much space as possible. Liam Walker, we are seeing he has just gotten a hit, trying to find his feet, and he's not yet okay. That means Paul Kateriga has the responsibility, Daniel Kateriga rather, but gathered well after the kick. Timothy Kisiga slicing through like a hot knife through butter, and it's another case of miscommunication on the final plan. You can see he's not happy in his mind. He was thinking about the switch. Benson Mono wanted to take the straight line. But yet again, that's the second time rather.
But gathered well after the kick. Timothy Kisiga slicing through like a hot knife through butter. And it's another case of miscommunication.
Timothy Kisiga really has a couple of subs coming on there for the Buffaloes. And medical attention as well. For the Pirates, we are seeing Musa Muwonge has come on. Originally, he used to play at flank, but looks like he has come on as a hooker for this one. So it's interesting to see as he tries to assimilate into his new role. Perhaps with one eye at the national team, trying to fill the void, a big gap left by the legendary Alex Mubiru that retired just before the season started, just after the Uganda Cup. And again, Solomon Agany with another great line-out reception. And a good carry there. Paul Serunjoji with a quick tap and go, show and go. And Frank Chidega with the tackle. Daniel Kateriga moving to 10 with Liam Walker injured. And Kateriga really needs to now man up and control. He looks like he's playing both 10 and 9. Big carry there by Eric Tolit. Big carry. And Arnold Musasizi moves to 9. Daniel Kateriga moves to 10 as Liam Walker has been subbed. Patient play by the Buffaloes, who are trying to fight for as much as possible. And a big tackle there by Ruhweza Alema. And that was a mismatch, a small man against a big man, a back against a forward. And he says, we do not eat the same kind of food. Go back, return to sender. Alema, Ruhweza, big hits there. And Jimmy Katumba trying to carry, but again the Buffaloes lose a ball. Moses Olwenyi looking for the extra pass. Jones Kamiza, who has come on. And a chip kick there by Conrad Wanyama, chased by Sidney Gongodio, but it just bundles into touch, and it's going to be an on and off kick. And a chance for medical attention for Eric Tolit as the referee comes to check on the player and make sure that everything is fine.
Trying to fight for as much as possible. Big tackle there by
Jones Kamiza coming on, but we are still seeing William Corey on the pitch and Ivan Magom still on the pitch. So there are 3 number 10s in the back line of the Pirates. And on the other side, some fresh legs to support Gerald Sewankambo in the center, as we are having Arnold Musasizi, who came on. We're also having Isaac Ngwalu, who is on as well, to add some more impetus there. And just looking at some other scores, the Heathens with a 24-0 score against the Rhinos, the Black Pearls, who got their walkover with the use not showing on the day, the Sailors winning 34-6 against the Bisons. Impis with a big win, we talked about 23-21 against the Rams, and Walukuba leading at halftime at home against the Mongas 17-8. Very interesting. Walukuba have you could say they had the hardest start to the league, having 3 away games, but now settling into their own home ground, and they're having a lead to show for it. The Mongas, this is not the kind of news that their fans would want. And a scrappy ball collected by Frank Chidega, who has been there, Mr. Cleanup. And Musa Mwonge not being able to gather that ball, just taking his eyes off the ball. And it's going to be advantage to the Buffaloes again. And you can see he's apologizing to his teammates, apologizing to his scrum half. And he will have to make amends for it, since he's going to be in the front row alongside Martin Karugonjo and Alema Rukweza. We are seeing some changes come on. Shadrach Manano, we are seeing Ivan Wavamuno, and we are seeing yet to just confirm the third change, that is at scrum half. That is going to be Moses Olupot. And we are seeing Frank Chidega and Alema Rukweza to the ovation of the fans, and also Conrad Wanyama. And then you can see there, that is Alema Rukweza. He has had a big shift, carried well, tackled well. He's a man that does sometimes the work that goes unnoticed, but he gets his recognition today. And the scrum is affected, and a case of offside there. High tackle rather. Douglas Musoke with a quick tap, and yet again, as has been the norm, beating the first tackle. And the referee says that the defense was not 10 meters back. Some much needed territory there. Daniel Katerega will want to find some extra meters off the kick to kick for touch. And it is a line out just before the 22-meter mark. And it's been a while since the Buffaloes have visited the Pirates half. But now they need to get an opportunity to use this. And you can see the huddle between the forwards, between the line-out callers, Eric Tolit and Joseph Teko, trying to engineer something. And it is Joseph Teko carrying. Their number one option has been Solomon Aganyi, but Joseph Teko is quite the option to have a line-out as well, as they are showing great brutes there. Patient play there. Arnold Musasizi at 9. Solomon, and that is Douglas Musoke, and another case of tackler not releasing. Quick start. Oh my God! Over eagerness there by the Buffaloes, and they yet again butcher another chance.
Buffaloes have literally handed every try-scoring opportunity they've had. back to Pirates. I mean, there was no need for that. Pirates were backpedaling. One person needed to scratch that ball, but everybody was eager to get that ball. So they've given Pirates a get out of jail card. And Pirates management should be concerned because Pirates have not been able to score any points this second half, and they've not looked at all like the team they were in their first half. They've been very disjointed throughout. And so maybe these substitutions will bring some fresh legs and fresh brains to play. A great break by Sydney Gongodio. And great follow-up as well with Mubarak getting that ball. And once again, in their own half, Pirates have conspired to lose the ball back to the Buffaloes and basically give them an opportunity to play. But Pirates are fortunate the Buffaloes are offside. Magomu has started a quick ball.
And yet again, I think this has been a story and has become a song with the Pirates, especially in this second half. And you can see Magom very, very frustrated after having made such a brilliant run, passing to William Coy. And you can see it's just a matter of hanging the pass. That should be the message he's communicating. He is a bit of a perfectionist and doesn't like when things don't go right. And yet again, this time Timothy Odongo unable to gather the final pass. It's that final link between the backs that has really failed. Otherwise, we could have been seeing a very, very big score. And the Pirates, despite having the bonus point, will not be happy with their showing in this second half thus far as we approach the evening of this game. Arnold Musa Sisi with ball in hand, getting ready to feed. And a free kick. See, early engagement, I should say. Yes, a bit of over-eagerness. And it's yet again a Musa Mwonge penalty conceded. And he has to make amends. You could say adjusting to his new position is a challenge. And yet again, for the third time, he concedes a penalty and two consecutive ones. This one was a high tackle. And you can see the referee communicating with Ivan Magomu, a case of repeated infringement, and he will not tolerate anything. We could see someone going into the bin for the first time for a referee that has been lenient, and you can see the captain speaking to his forwards about what the referee has communicated. Daniel Katerga with the opportunity now. Tight angle, not finding a lot of ground, but at least he is inside the Pirates half. Interesting to see the line-out options as Pirates have a new option, which is Shadrach Manano, former player of the Warriors, now with the Pirates. Quite the good line-out jumper. Gives them a lot of options besides Sydney Gongodio and Humphrey Tashobia. And great gather there by the Buffaloes, and Douglas Musoke has had to do a lot of work. And it's a penalty this time again. Tackler not releasing. We have seen a case of the Buffaloes being overly eager, and today you can see they are, in this particular situation, they are a lot more calm and collected, with Daniel Kateriga opting to go for touch. He does not get so much in regards to distance, but better to get a little than get nothing at all. Jimmy Katumba with ball in hand. Getting ready to throw, taking over from Abdu Chiimba. Throwing a long one, but it was not straight, as the referee says. And it's advantage to the Pirates. The story of the half, the story of the game really for the Buffaloes. Not being able to find that real connection to be able to hurt the Pirates when they seemed vulnerable. The Pirates, on the other hand, had a stellar first half, and that is what they have lived by. No points to show in the second half, which is quite surprising and quite shocking for a team playing at home in such perfect conditions. And it is something that Marvin Odong, the coach, will not be happy about. Moses Olupot feeds the ball. Sidney Gongodio holds it in and then carries well, and he meets his opposite number, Douglas Musoke. A high tackle there, an advantage play, and there was no advantage to be taken up, and this time it's Mubarak Wandera, but the referee calls the play back, saying take proper mark. He perhaps has something he wants to communicate with the Buffaloes. Ivan Magomu looking to find some extra meters. Interesting to see how Ivan Magom has crept up with some extra meters off the position where he should have kicked from. Very intelligent and very experienced player there.
A true pirate, you could say. Yeah. So Pirates has an opportunity to score a try in the dying minutes of the game. I mean, the half is winding down, and their bonus point is not secure. They've been fortunate that Buffaloes has not been 100% in execution. So if they score this try, it will pretty much seal the bonus point for them. But they need to be patient. Yeah, so finally, Ivan Magomo has been caught out on that. He's been caught out on the crossing. It's happened a couple of times in the game, but perhaps the referee let it go because the defense was not actually pressing up on him. But this time the defense was up on him, and he interfered with their ability to tackle him by going behind his own man. So again, Pirates have fluffed an opportunity to score a fourth try. So Buffaloes have the scrum down and an opportunity to get out of their own half.
And the Buffaloes get an opportunity yet again at scrum time. Douglas Musoke digging in, wanting to pick the ball and targeting the number 10. This time it's Jones Kamiza. The young man is unable to tackle, and he takes 3 backs and a flanker to put Douglas Musoke down. And it is this time the man down holding onto the ball. And again, as you were talked about, a case of just crossing. Jones Kamiza, the youngster, yet to really settle into this game in what has been a scrappy second half. Ivan Magomi, you can see he maybe perhaps does not agree with the referee as such, but the referee, as we always say, remains the sole judge of fact on the pitch, and his word is final as he goes to consult with his assistant, and the assistant, just to find clarity, it's going to be a penalty. Yes, rightfully so. And Daniel Katerega, who has assumed fly half responsibility from yet a similar angle as the previous, trying to find extra. His kicking stance is unorthodox. When he's kicking for a touch, he tends to loft the ball high, which does not give him a lot of meters, but it gives him surety when it comes to finding touch. And it is a line out exactly at the 10-meter mark inside the Pirates' half.
So time is pretty much done. The referee will call time any minute from now, and so it's down to Pirates to hang on to secure that bonus point, while Buffaloes will do everything possible to score a try so that Pirates do not win this game with a bonus point.
Yeah, that would be one thing that they would possibly have done, maybe to spoil the party, but luckily enough, the referee calls full time, and that was it. Quite the excitement, quite the action here. Really, to say the most of the flashiness and most of the exciting play was in the first half. The second half was really scrappy from both sides. Possession was really topsy-turvy. Both sides really getting a feel of it and then fumbling it. But it's been an amazing game. I don't know, what are your thoughts in general about both sides before we really wrap this up?
Yeah, I mean, Pirates had it all in the first half. The mix between the forwards and the backs was really working for them. But somehow that broke down in the second half. And perhaps it was that they felt they'd already won the game. It was a done deal, and so they lost their structure, they lost their shape, and it was basically a free-for-all, while Buffaloes grew through the game. Perhaps as Liam's confidence increased, their confidence also increased, and since he's the pivot for the backs, it helped their backs move. Again, execution let them down, just like execution let Pirates down. Others would have seen more tries in this game coming from both sides. Definitely, Buffaloes will rue having missed about 3 try-scoring opportunities, while Pirates also had about 3 or 4 try-scoring opportunities that went begging. All the excitement was in the first half. Second half, a scrappy affair, but the teams battled it out until the end, and the coaches will have some key areas that they will need to work on going on into their games next week.
Yeah, definitely, as we are seeing a case of sportsmanship as both teams are embracing and congratulating themselves for 80 minutes of action, of impactful action from both sides. The Buffaloes, all the way from Chadondo, leave here with just 9 points, and perhaps they should have gotten a losing bonus point if they could have taken their chances, but they were unable to. But the Pirates, they will take the win as it comes. Sometimes it's not the best, but they will take it regardless. Yeah, and as both teams will now set their eyes onto the next weekend with the Buffaloes hosting the Cobs, and as the Pirates will be making the travel to Entebbe to take on the Mongas. Lots of action happening elsewhere. Just make sure that you are following Kao Sports on social media, especially Twitter and Facebook, for all the updates coming in. You will be able to have all the information from all the other games. Lots of action happening, but with this particular win and the bonus point, the Pirates remain top of the table. As we can see, Didi Alema Ruhweza, a crowd favorite here, has been voted man of the match. Very, very, very big display from him. Big carries. He will definitely be a happy lad today, because he puts in a lot of effort, and usually it's rare for you to see a front row being given such recognition. But great to see, and you can see he's already in the party mood even before hitting the shower.
I mean, there could only be one man of the match today. Didi's carries, and it wasn't just his carries. It was his defense also, solid, and then his scrummaging as well. And the other person who was in the running for man of the match was from the losing side, Douglas Musoke. Again, his carries and his defense. So it was great to see Didi getting the man of the match. Of course, I am biased because that's my nephew, so I'm extra happy. I'm extra happy to see my nephew getting the man of the match award. But well deserved from Didi.
Yeah, and as you can see, the Pirates players and the fans just embracing each other. The ovation, the players thanking the fans for coming to Kings Park to support them. The fans thanking them for the win, and quite the show. And it's happy times today as the Sea Robbers continue with their campaign to try and get the Nile Special Premiership title back into their hands. Won their last one in 2018, and yeah, it's just been amazing here from us at the commentary side as we look out for a couple of interviews. We look out for more updates on social media. Thank you for being part of this broadcast, and keep it Kao Sports. Bye-bye.
Monday.